flying by the seat of your pants. I was like, fuck.
No, it's worse. It's written.
I was impressed before, but I was really impressed now.
Okay, let's do a toy.
A toy? Oh boy, that one was fun.
You have those Gerard Schwartz recordings.
What's that?
Gerard Schwartz.
No. It's got all that in there?
Yeah, it's Travis Hunt keyboard and just take it, Steve.
Background? Sure.
Okay, here we go. Where's your ball, Dan? The toy? You see where you like the face. Where's the other the handsome ones? Okay, here we go. 1,
so good. I don't have first on this one. Oh, we'll probably do the second one.
What did I say? Oh, 49.
That first movement of that is so brutal on first trumpet.
Yeah.
49?
49. Richard.
Hawk, hear ye.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep the aisles clear. Please keep the aisles clear. We will be starting the procession in just a few minutes. We need the aisles clear. Thank you.
chance to play that wonderful Malcolm Miller piece called A
Yeah.
Starts with God Save the Queen. But it just starts with a drum roll, like God Save the Queen. So the whole audience stands up and launches it in the
Pomp,
You ready?
pomp and circumstance.
Go. 1, 2, 3.
Please be seated. Please be seated. Good afternoon and welcome. I am Bob Rasmussen, Dean of the University of Southern California, Gould School of Law. It is my... It is my great pleasure to open this joyous occasion by welcoming family, friends, and graduates to our class of 2012 commencement ceremony. As we celebrate the accomplishment of these students, we should pause and reflect on the characteristics that have defined our law school since its founding. In 1896, a group of aspiring lawyers in Los Angeles decided to hire local attorneys to teach them law. At the time, Los Angeles was a city of less than 150,000 people. It was a small town, though it was strategically placed to become one of the world's great cities. The efforts of these ambitious and foresighted students led to the formation of the Los Angeles Law School in 1898, which merged 2 years later with the University of Southern California, itself a mere 20 years old at the time. In 1901, the first graduates of the University of Southern California School of Law entered the legal profession. In this story, we can find threads of the many defining characteristics of today's USC legal education: initiative, creativity, risk-taking, collective management, and a genuine love of learning. It is these attributes that have defined USC-educated lawyers throughout the decades. Graduates, today you join the ranks of USC lawyers, becoming part of the Trojan Network. This is a tremendous accomplishment, and I and the faculty applaud you. You are a gifted group of students and have demonstrated your talents through many outlets at the law school. You have mastered the art of rigorous analysis in your classes. You have honed your writing and contributed to our understanding of law through your participation in our law journals. You have learned persuasive oral communication through moot court, and you advanced the cause of social justice through various public service efforts. But I know you did not get here today by yourselves. There is no such thing as a solo practitioner when it comes to reaching this point in your education. At every turn, you were encouraged, counseled, and supported by those with us here today and those watching on our webcast. Graduates, would you please join me in saluting your family and friends who have helped bring you here to this day. For our guests, I would like to provide you with a picture of the USC School of Law class of 2012. Our graduate and international program students include 133 Masters of Law candidates and 4 Master of Comparative Law candidates. They hail from 28 countries representing 6 continents. Our international students have impressive academic and professional backgrounds. Before coming to USC Law, these students graduated from some of the most prestigious universities in the world. Sitting among you are international attorneys, prosecutors, judges, corporate legal counsel, bankers, and government ministry officials. They have shared their cultures, backgrounds, and individual experiences with us. In addition to their excellent academic achievements, our international students have also been very active within the law school community. Most of our international graduates will remain in the United States to take a bar exam, and some will stay to continue their legal studies at other top law schools or continue here at USC Law. Our graduate and international program graduates who leave here today have learned about our U.S. legal system as well as those of other countries. As they go their separate ways and join the ranks of our graduate international students, they will be able to use and impart this knowledge wherever their lives and careers should take them. Our 220 JD graduates are equally impressive. 3 of our graduating JD students studied in London this past year, completing joint degrees as part of our program with the London School of Economics. Through that same program, one of our JD candidates earned his LLB at the London School of Economics. 7 more JD students studied abroad for a semester as part of our exchange programs in Hong Kong, Italy, France, and Australia. 6 students are graduating with joint degrees from the Marshall School of Business, and several more have earned joint degrees from other professional schools here at USC. Several among our students participated in national moot court competitions representing our law school. Indeed, at one such competition, 2 of our students finished first and second in the oral arguments. The class of 2012 leaves its distinctive mark on our law school. Members of this class show true leadership and vision in helping enhance the profile of our entertainment law program. Several of the class are founding members of La Capella, our a cappella singing group, and have performed at a variety of events for us the past 2 years. Others help lead the Faculty Diversity Initiative, which worked constructively with the faculty to hire a promising young scholar, Alex Lee, who will join the faculty in the fall. Many of our students have already been of service to our law school by serving as admissions ambassadors, assist tutors, and peer mentors. They have participated in numerous public service efforts, such as spending spring break in New Orleans and working with the residents who still feel the scars of Katrina. And with the help of a public interest law foundation grant, dozens of today's graduates provided needed legal services at many nonprofit organizations in Los Angeles. By doing this, they witnessed firsthand that the legal skills they learned here at USC can make an important difference in people's lives. Graduates, while you leave USC Law today, you will always be part of the Trojan Network. As such, I am confident that you will continue to learn, to problem solve, and to serve your community in different ways throughout your career. As you continue to craft meaningful and successful careers across the globe, I encourage you to remember that you will always be part of the Trojan Network, and we will always be proud of you and your accomplishments. It is now my great pleasure to introduce the Vice Dean for Faculty and Academic Affairs, Alex Capron. Professor Capron is a university professor, which means he has done important work that spans multiple disciplines. At the law school, he holds the Scott H. Bice Chair in Healthcare Law, Policy, and Ethics. He is also a great citizen of the world. For 4 years, he was the Director of Ethics, Trade, Human Rights, and Health Law at the World Health Organization in Geneva. Since coming back, he has served as President of our Academic Senate, and just earlier this week, he was a recipient of the university's Distinguished Faculty Service Award. Dean Capron.
Thank you, Bob, and congratulations to the class of 2012. You have come a long way. Our master's students have come from all over the world, and over the past 9 months have had to cross into a very different legal world. And our JD students have come a long way too, having begun their journey almost 33 months ago, when in the first class that any member of this class, in the first section, I asked the first student, Miss Stone, whether the defendant in Vosburgh versus Putney had intended to injure the plaintiff. I told her that would be remembered, and at least by me it is. And you have all come a long way, a much longer way from that moment some 20 or 30 years ago when your parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles first held you in their arms and began dreaming of the life that lay ahead of you, imagining all that you would become. For lo, these many years, you have been the stars and the moon in their skies, your hopes and ambitions, your setbacks and accomplishments have shaped the arc of their lives. They watch with joy today as we mark with you this great achievement in your lives. I feel this very personally myself because earlier today I participated in conferring a bachelor's degree on my son Charlie here at USC, just as Dean Rasmussen and Professor Brown celebrated their daughter's graduation. But do not misunderstand me. Today does not mark the end of the story, but just a new beginning. That's why we call this commencement. You will be going forth from this place today with a host of skills in analysis, in writing and communication, in negotiation and argumentation. These are skills which are very highly prized in our world, and you have mastered them well. You can use them now not only to do well for yourselves, and I hope and trust that you will, but as Christiana Manapur reminded the university this morning in her commencement address, you can use them also for doing good for your community, your country, and the world, by working on behalf of those who lack justice, those whose voices would otherwise not be heard and whose interests would otherwise not be heeded. Your fellow citizens, those whom you will serve as clients, and those who will benefit indirectly, look to you for what you have learned. They look to you to use it wisely and well. For lawyers are the architects of our society. Some serve as drafters of statutes and constitutions. Many serve as writers and interpreters of regulations and contracts. Others help to negotiate the deals that are driving the engine of our society. And on the bench, in formal mediations, and simply in negotiating on behalf of your clients, you as lawyers will knit society together and resolve the disagreements and disputes that would otherwise make life impossible or at least unduly aggravating. It has been a privilege and pleasure for me and my colleagues to have had you as our students these past years, and we thank all the people in your lives who supported you and made this possible. We have learned from your questions and been inspired by your answers. Surely, when you were frustrated, we may have seemed less like helpers and more like obstacles. But we always had in mind your interests and the interests of your future clients who would rely on your knowledge and abilities. I hope you remember the dedication we brought to our classrooms and to the one-on-one advice that we provided. We will keep our eyes on you as you go forth from University Park into the wider world, and we, like your relatives and friends, expect great things from you. I would now like the members of the law faculty to rise so that you may join me in recognizing their contributions to your achievements. The law faculty. In closing, I would like to share with you, and especially with your guests, a few of the faculty's achievements in the past year. First, I want to recognize someone who was very important in developing your skills of analysis and expression, and who is with us today, although she was elevated last fall to the federal bench as a U.S. magistrate, the Honorable Jean Rosenbluth. And I also want to pay tribute to her colleagues, Julie Ryan and Rebecca Largan, who stepped in to assume Jean's duties and served so ably as the interim directors of legal writing and advocacy. Another notable achievement this year involved the addition to our faculty of 2 stars from the Northwestern University Law School, people whom I hope you have had the opportunity to study with this year. Lee Epstein, who joined us as a provost professor, one of only 10 at USC, and the inaugural holder of the Rader Family Trustee Chair in Law, and Nancy Stout, the inaugural holder of the Edward G. Lewis Chair in Law and Public Policy. Stout added greatly to our esteemed faculty in tax law, as well as holding a joint appointment in the Price School of Public Policy. And her book, The Judicial Power of the Purse, How Courts Fund National Defense in Times of Crisis, is garnering great attention. In addition to courses in constitutional law and on the Supreme Court, Professor Epstein, who has a joint appointment in the USC Dornsife College of Letters, Arts, and Sciences, taught a special and very well-received seminar on examining the Roberts Court. She taught that jointly with New York Times Supreme Court correspondent Adam Liptak. Another set of achievements that is very significant was the promotion to tenure of 2 colleagues. First, Ed Kleinbart, a major figure in taxation nationally, who gained wide attention this year, both in academia and on Capitol Hill, with his analysis of stateless income, namely the means by which corporations shelter their earnings abroad from U.S. taxation and what we can do about it. And secondly, Jonathan Barnett, whose creativity in writing about the protection of creativity has already made him a renowned figure in intellectual property law, and whose dedication to the law school is manifest in our ever broader and richer program in entertainment and media law. Now, I was warned by a colleague that as soon as I started mentioning anyone, everyone else I didn't mention would be angry with me, but I'm just going to mention a couple more rather than go through the full list. Hannah Gary launched USC's International Human Rights Clinic last spring, and she is training future international lawyers in areas such as persecution, torture, human trafficking, genocide, and other crimes against humanity. And already her graduates have gone on to work in special tribunals in Rwanda and Cambodia and at the International Court of Justice in The Hague. Tom Lyon was awarded a $2 million grant by the National Institute of Child Health and Development to refine and test the protocol he developed to interview maltreated children about their abuse, a method he developed in an earlier National Institute of Health grant. Ellen Sachs, our esteemed colleague, organized a 2-day conference, Psychotropic Medication in the Law, which was sponsored by the Sachs Institute that she set up with her MacArthur Genius Prize money, and by the Burton Blatt Institute at Syracuse University, with the former First Lady of Massachusetts, Kitty Dukakis, as its keynote speaker. President Barack Obama appointed Rob Saltzman to the Commission on Presidential Scholars, a group of distinguished citizens charged with selecting and honoring the nation's top graduating high school seniors. Dean Saltzman also serves as a commissioner for the Los Angeles Police Department. And finally, an issue brief written by Professor Rebecca Brown for the American Constitution Society identified very presciently and influentially a way the court could narrowly strike down Proposition 8 without reaching the broader question of whether the U.S. Constitution mandates states to permit marriage between people of the same sex. As she outlined, this would fulfill the best expectations we have of the federal judicial role to resolve the case on strong, unassailable, time-honored, and yet narrow grounds. The result would be that same-sex couples in California would benefit from the ruling because it would be very precisely tailored to the unique facts of this case. I'm sure that achievements like these were beneficial for you in the classroom, and I hope that they serve as inspirations for you as you shape the arc of your own lives in the years to come. Congratulations to you all.
Thank you, Dean Capron. I am now delighted to introduce our student speaker and president of our graduating class, Maya Jyoti Sukumar. Maya received her undergraduate degree in political science and music from the University of California, San Diego, and set off for India, where she worked for Planet Read, an organization working to improve India's literacy rate through music and song lyrics. Maya also earned her paralegal certificate and worked as a paralegal before coming to law school. At USC, Maya was very active in the Student Bar Association, served as a peer mentor and co-president of the Intellectual Property and Technology Society, and was a member of Lab and Street Law. Earlier this year, Maya designed the USC Law Peer Career Fair, a 2-hour event in which 1Ls and 2Ls could approach the 3L class about their first legal work experiences. To Maya, it was important for her classmates to donate their time and experience to the students coming up behind them and, in effect, pay it forward. And the class of 2012 did not disappoint. Nearly 1/2 of you participated and served to extend the Trojan Network, with students helping each other even before becoming alumni. Please welcome Class of 2012 President Maya Jyoti Sukumar.
Thank you, Dean Rasmussen. Good afternoon, Justice Liu, Class of 2012, our fellow classmates, faculty, and staff, and dear family and friends. It has been my honor to serve this year as the president of the Class of 2012. I stand before you filled with pride for my entire class as we graduate here today and get ready to embark on the next chapter of our lives. It's hard to believe that we began law school 3 years ago, sitting over in town and gown, listening to Dean Reed describe the unique accomplishments of our future classmates. I couldn't help but think, hey, these people sound pretty great. But over the years, it has become clear to me that we are so much more than our statistics. What makes us truly unique is that we were here at USC Law together, and that will define a part of our lives forever. Throughout our 3 years at USC Law, we have struggled, endured, and triumphed. We have comforted and supported each other through the loss of loved ones and rejoiced in the birth of beautiful children. We have met the loves of our lives and met lifelong friends. And most importantly, we smile and we accept each other through the haggard existence that was six semesters worth of finals, onto the impressive feat of showing up here today at graduation. Friends and family, you should know that your law grad is a part of an incredible group of thoughtful, generous, hilarious, and brilliant students that comprise the class of 2012. As the dean mentioned, This January, we held the USC Law Peer Career Fair. Our class came together to pay it forward to our classmates in the classes of 2013 and 14 by offering them advice and mentorship on their careers in law school and beyond. When I called on my classmates to join in this event, they came out in droves, wanting to do whatever they could to make USC Law and the experience of law school just a little bit better for those in the classes below us. This spirit of giving has been a hallmark of our class. And as we come together over the next several years, I look forward to the stories of what we accomplish, both in and out of the law, as positive, contributing members and leaders of society. To our professors, we thank you for your unwavering commitment to our legal education. Your doors remained open, allowing us to continue the conversations that help shape our legal minds. You challenged us to think beyond the right answer to what it takes to become a good lawyer. For that, we will always be grateful. To our friends and family who supported us, we thank you most of all. Although we may not have always been coherently able to express it, we really could not have done any of this without you. And to my classmates, I say, be bold. Have the courage to stand up for what is right, especially when it's unpopular. Do not shy away from your beliefs, and zealously advocate for those who cannot stand up for themselves. Do not think short term. Today's struggles are just tomorrow's motivation. Nurture all of your relationships. Help each other and go beyond what is required of you. These are the qualities that made us great in law school and that will serve us so well in the future. It has been my pleasure to walk among you. I wish each of you the very best in everything you do. Congratulations to the USC Gould School of Law, class of 2012.
Thank you, Maya. Our international class speaker today is Tiffany Liu Hio. Tiffany, close? I'm trying so hard. Tiffany graduated with a Bachelor of Laws degree from King's College in London in 2002. She was called to the Malaysian bar in 2004 and practiced at a private firm in Kuala Lumpur before working for a Malaysian publicly listed company in 2009. In her career, Tiffany has helped establish the first exchange-traded fund in Malaysia. She has worked on various corporate transactions, including initial public offerings, issuance of securities, mergers and acquisitions, setting up of private equity funds, internal restructuring of companies, and real property transactions. At USC, Tiffany expanded her understanding of U.S. law with a special focus in business law. Please welcome Tiffany Lee Hiwa.
Thank you, Dean Rasmussen, for the kind introduction. Good afternoon, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, and the graduating LM, MCL, and JD classes of 2012. The last 9 months has been a whirlwind of emotions. In fact, many of you may be feeling some of the emotions that I am feeling at this moment. I feel happiness, I feel proud, and I feel a little sad. I am happy because before I arrived in America, I anticipated meeting new friends. But those expectations have exceeded because I have created bonds that I hope will last a lifetime. I am proud because the cardinal red and gold and a fight on spirit is now part of my professional DNA. I am a little sad because the leisurely style of student life is coming to an end. I would like to thank the faculty for smothering us with their therapeutic zeal. It is amazing to see what lengths they would go to explain concepts, even if they have to do it in different languages until they believe we got it. I would also like to thank the GNIP office for being an outstanding backbone to the LLM program. They are a well-oiled machine, and they are the reason why I chose USC. Thank you, Dean Call, Misa, Rosanna, Anne, Sylvia, Stephanie, and Raphael. Now, I'm supposed to share some thoughts or pearls of wisdoms to my fellow colleagues. I have spent a few sleepless nights thinking about what I should tell you. So now, without further ado, here is my plan for world domination. I'm kidding. Actually, I wanted to share with you another emotion that I did not mention at the beginning of my speech, and that emotion is fear. Fear is a funny thing. Fear can cripple and prevent forward progress, or fear can motivate and propel forward progress. When I was younger, I remember going to visit my grandfather's orchard, which had rows of fruit trees that seemed to go on forever, almost touching the horizon. To an 8-year-old, a trip into the fruit orchard was overwhelming and a little bit scary. At that age, navigating from one end to the next seemed impossible, which is why I preferred to stay on the front porch as the older kids ran freely into the labyrinth of trees. One day, my father noticed my fear and gave me these 3 words: trees don't bite. Over my life, I have conquered many trees, and I can still hear my father speaking those words to me, and in some strange way, they gave me strength to step boldly into new and uncharted territories. For many of us, coming to America for the LLM program was a field of scary trees. I know it was for me. I did not know what to expect. I had no clue what I would do. But here we are, at the conclusion, at the end of each of our very own personal scary situation. What a thrill it has been. We have met new friends, experienced new things, and learned so much in such a short time. No longer are we fearful or apprehensive. We've met the challenge with courage, and we can proudly declare we have liberated ourselves from what appeared impossible at first. As we end one challenge and look from the new edge of a new horizon, we are once again reminded of the unknown. But I am happy to report, trees don't bite. Before I go, I also want to share with you a few words from the late Steve Jobs. When asked what was the defining moment of his life, he said that remembering that he was going to die was the best tool he had in making the biggest choices in life. Remembering that he was going to die was also the best way he knew how to avoid the trap of thinking that he had something to lose. For me, that is a sobering notion. Until hearing that, I could never imagine using death as a measuring tool. Steve Jobs may have been onto something. The point is, no matter how bright, how educated, or rich we are, we cannot outwit death. So you might as well live life to its fullest. As a side note, I have also learned that generally we cannot avoid U.S. taxes. Thanks, Professor Kleinbart. I want to remind you, fellow classmates, professors, and staff, that in this short time we have on this earth, our goals cannot be planned or executed without being laced with a few common themes that I have appropriately borrowed from right here in Southern California. The force is with you. Live long and prosper. To infinity and beyond! I'll be back. Thank you. Terima kasih. Yes, shukran, shukriya, danke, merci. Gracias, arigato, kamsahamnida, spasibo, ishe puko, donabat, obrigada, kinkapunka.
Thank you, Tiffany. That was wonderful. I am now honored to introduce our commencement speaker for today, a distinguished attorney and law professor who last September was appointed an Associate Justice to the California Supreme Court. The Honorable Goodwin Han Liu is a lawyer whose career embodies many of the aspects of our profession: public service, private practice, and he sits on the highest court in our state. The son of Taiwanese immigrants, Justice Liu was raised in Sacramento and graduated from Stanford University. He attended Oxford University on a Rhodes Scholarship, earning a master's degree in philosophy and physiology. Returning to the United States, Justice Liu helped launch the AmeriCorps National Service Program and worked as a senior program officer at the Corporation for National Service. After graduating from Yale Law School, Justice Liu clerked for United Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. He then joined the Washington, D.C. office of O'Melveny and Myers, where he worked for 2 years before joining the faculty at the Berkeley School of Law. At Berkeley, Justice Liu established himself as a prolific and influential scholar, publishing articles on constitutional law and education policy in many of the nation's top law journals. An equally gifted teacher, he received UC Berkeley's Distinguished Teaching Award, the university's most prestigious honor for individual excellence in teaching. He also served as chair of the board of directors of the American Constitutional Law Society. Justice Liu's road to our state Supreme Court was nothing if not circuitous. In 2010, President Obama nominated him for a seat on the United States Court of Appeal for the Ninth Circuit. The Senate Judiciary Committee, over a year later, approved the nomination and sent it to the full Senate for consideration. However, a filibuster was filed against the nomination, and it became clear that the Senate was not going to give Justice Liu a vote on the nomination. At that point, he asked that his name be withdrawn from consideration. California Governor Jerry Brown, sensing an opportunity to enhance our own Supreme Court, within months nominated Justice Liu to that court, and Justice Liu was sworn in on September 1st, 2011. It is my privilege to introduce our commencement speaker, Justice Goodwin Liu.
Dean Rasmussen, distinguished faculty, honored guests, parents, family, friends, and most especially the USC Law School class of 2012. I have lived in Northern California for more than half my life, but on this most glorious day, I could not be more happy than to be with you here at the University of Southern California. Don't tell my friends at Stanford and Berkeley that I just said that. You know, it's often said that people in Southern California are better looking. And now I know why. You're a good-looking bunch. Your faculty's not too shabby either. You know, Dean Bob, what is your U.S. News rank on that dimension? He says it's better than UCLA. Well, you know, some years ago, a prominent labor economist did a rigorous study that found that better-looking lawyers make more money. Apparently, your development office got wind of that and told your admissions office. That's a very clever strategy, Dean Bob. Well, esteemed graduates, if you think my speech is going to keep pandering to you for laughs and applause, you're right. But seriously, it wasn't that long ago that I was sitting in your shoes, asking the same profound questions that you're probably asking. What should I do with my life? How will I define success? And will I survive my family this weekend? Actually, you know and I know that your family is here because they love you, they support you, and they're proud of you. And so you did this before, but I want to do it again. I want to take 10 seconds right now and ask all the graduates to stand up if you're able. Stand up, turn around, and put your hands together and make some noise to thank your mom, your dad, your spouse, your partner, your siblings, your grandparents, your children, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, your family, your friends, everyone who worked and cheered and sacrificed to make this day possible for you. You know, your dean told you a little bit about what I've done since law school, and I have no doubt that many impressive accomplishments are also on the horizon for you, or at least the better looking among you. But as is customary, you know who you are. As is customary for a commencement speaker, I have to tell you about the other side of life's journey, the failures, the disappointments, and what I learned from them. Let's start with the first time I ever spoke at a podium. It was 1977. I was 6 years old. Back then, I lived in Florida, in a small farming town in Hendry County called Clewiston, population 5,000 at the time. We had moved there after my parents immigrated to America from Taiwan. And my parents had good educations, but my brother and I didn't learn to speak English until kindergarten because my parents were worried that we would acquire an accent if they had taught us at home. So I was pretty pleased with myself that at 6 years old, I made it onto my school spelling bee team. And our team was headed to the regional spelling bee competition in Belglade, which is 30 minutes east of Clewiston. Now, going to Belglade was like going to the big city. It was in Palm Beach County, and it had a population of 15,000. 15,000. Now, an important fact is that my parents, despite their English, were very aggressive about education. They had skipped me from kindergarten to third grade, which was fine, except I was a little bit small for relative to my classmates. So we get to Belglade, and all the kids are seated on the stage, and there's a podium in the middle. And one by one, each kid goes up when his or her number is called. We first do a practice round. And when it's my turn, I go up to the podium. And before saying anything, there's a ripple of laughter through the audience. And I realize that compared to the other kids, I am so short that no one in the audience can see me behind the podium. I'm so unnerved by this that I flub the practice word and then go back to my seat. And we then start the first official round. And as my turn gets closer and closer, I'm sitting there getting more and more nervous. And when my number is called, I go to the podium, giggles and laughter again, and the announcer asks me to spell the word bamboo. So I start into the word B-A-M, and then I become completely petrified and pause for about 30 seconds, like an eternity. And then I break the silence by saying B-U-E. Bamboo. Ah, yes, bamboo. A little-known perennial, somewhat shorter than less fast-growing than its taller cousin. Bamboo is found only in a small Florida town called Clewiston. Well, obviously, that was a case of nerves. I mean, what kind of Asian doesn't know how to spell bamboo? Now, you may wonder, why am I telling you this story? What did I learn from this disappointing experience? Basically nothing. Except that when you do any public speaking, make sure you are taller than the podium. I'm actually standing on 6 telephone books right now. Apart from the spelling bee, I had a happy childhood. Though, as a child of immigrants, I tried very hard to fit in to America. You know, my parents didn't really understand the role of sports, for example, in American socialization. But I was determined to play sports, and in particular, basketball. Which is, of course, ironic in light of the spelling bee incident. I was short, but reasonably agile and coordinated. I practiced every day in middle school. I ate red meat. I watched tapes of Spud Webb. And when I started high school, and by then I was living in Sacramento, my crowning achievement was making the cut as the 15th man on my high school's 15-man freshman basketball team. As with the spelling bee, I was pretty proud of myself for making the team. But I didn't realize that there's a big difference between making the team and actually playing in any games. As a third-string guard, I excelled at warming the bench. Occasionally, the coach would put me in for a few minutes at the very end of a game when it was too late for me to screw things up. But I scored no points until the last game of the season. We were ahead by double digits, and the coach put me in, and I had the ball on a fast break, and I got fouled with a couple minutes left on the clock. So I went to the free throw line for 1-and-1. It was my first time at the free throw line all season, and my last chance to score. And miraculously, I made both free throws. But the thrill was short-lived, because I still remember the stat sheet handed out at our team banquet some weeks later, showing that my 2 points over the 20-game season gave me a whopping season average of 0.1 points per game. So what did I learn from that experience? That with hard work and perseverance, you too can learn to do fractions and decimals. Actually, when you think about it, although I made the fewest points per game, my 2 for 2 from the free throw line gave me the highest free throw percentage on the team. In fact, I might have set an all-time record for my high school. It's Rio Americano High School in Sacramento. You might want to check it out. Well, the truth is I've had many other disappointments besides my failed basketball career. Another example is when I studied at Oxford after college. I went there to do a PhD in molecular biology. In college, I was a biology major, and at the time, I was planning to go to medical school. But when I got to Oxford, I realized that I really had no patience for laboratory research. So, after a couple months, I quit the PhD and switched to an undergraduate program in philosophy. Now, this in itself was a bit of a come down, because I had just finished college. And although philosophy was new to me, there I was with a bunch of 17 and 18-year-olds studying for another bachelor's degree. But I took it in stride, I worked hard, and after 2 years, I sat for final exams. Now, at Oxford, you realize, they give you 7 or 8 exams over several days, and you take the exams wearing a black gown and a white bow tie. This uniform is called subfusc. And subfusc is a ritual with a long history that I can't get into right now. If you pass your exams, you get your degree with a single cumulative grade, either first, second, or third-class honors, with the second-class honors divided between upper second class, which is called a 2-1, and a lower second class called a 2-2. Of course, type A person that I am, I was determined to get a first. I read, I wrote, I studied, I memorized, and I studied some more. But when all was said and done, the verdict on my exams was a 2-1. Second class honors, upper division. That's a fancy way of saying I got a B. Maybe a B+. but unmistakably a B. That was a grade I had not seen since elementary school, and it left me furious and frustrated. When I got the news, my first thought was not subfusc, but something linguistically similar, with an emphasis on the fusk. What did I learn from that experience? Well, the truth is that studying philosophy at Oxford challenged me in ways I hadn't been challenged before. So it's not surprising I didn't get the top grade, but I enjoyed reading, really enjoyed reading for the first time. I enjoyed ideas, really enjoyed ideas for the first time. And I read more and wrote more and more intensely than I had ever done before. Descartes, Hume, Locke, Mill, Bentham, Kant, I devoured them all. I didn't get an A, but ironically, I developed more intellectual confidence and curiosity in those 2 years than I had developed in all my years of education up to that point. And I'm certain I would have never become a law professor had it not been for that experience. So what's the lesson? The lesson is the next time you're in a job interview and the employer asks about all those B's on your transcript, you tell them Justice Liu said it's a sign of intellectual confidence and curiosity. You tell them, yeah, I got those B's. I think I'm going to be a law professor someday. You just sit back and see how they react. Speaking of exams, how many of you are taking the bar exam this summer? Yeah? All right. Well, let me tell you a story. They passed the bar exam over there. Let me tell you a story that will make you feel a little better. 14 years ago, I graduated from Yale Law School. Now, Yale has a big reputation for legal theory, but not for teaching black-letter law. Many of my classmates got their diplomas still guessing how many elements there are to a tort. Is it 3? No. So when it was time for me to take the bar exam, I did Barbary. For the first few weeks, I thought it was going pretty well. I actually enjoyed the Barbary lectures because they made the law seem so lucid and clear. That summer, I was working during the day, so I didn't really have time to do any studying outside of the evening Barbary classes. But that was okay because I thought the material seemed totally manageable. Just before the July 4th holiday, and you'll experience this, Barbary gives you a multi-state exam, a practice exam, covering torts, contracts, property, evidence, crim law, and con law. The practice test is given nationwide, and your score for each subject is reported as a percentile rank, so you know roughly where you stand compared to everyone else and how much you have to study. Well, I took the practice exam, had a nice July 4th weekend, and then I got my scores. In con law, which is a Yale specialty, I scored above the 70th percentile. Not bad. But in the common law subjects, you know, the stuff that state Supreme Court justices are supposed to know, I didn't make the 70th percentile. I didn't make the 50th percentile. I didn't make the 25th percentile. No, ladies and gentlemen, in contracts, I will never forget this, my scorecard said 3. Yes, 3. Now, as you will recall, 3 is an unimpressive score on the 5-point scale for high school advanced placement exams. My 3 meant that I was in the 3rd percentile nationally, 3 out of 100. 97% of people did better than I did, which meant not only did I not know any contracts, apparently I was hell-bent on proving that fact. It was much the same story for evidence, torts, and property, where my scores were in the teens or low 20s. That July was the least fun I've had in a long time, but I did get my act together and pass the bar exam. So what's the lesson of this story? The lesson is that if you graduate from law school knowing almost no black letter law, not only can you still pass the bar exam, you too can become a California Supreme Court justice. Please don't tell my colleagues I told you that story. Really, I am qualified. Let me share one last story. Small setbacks are part of life. But last year, I had a rather significant and public failure. If being nominated by the President of the United States to serve as an appellate judge is a major high, then having your nomination filibustered by the Senate is certainly one of the lowest lows. Most of my career up to that point had been in academia, and I had a paper trail that was, shall we say, a target-rich environment. I had written extensively on school desegregation. I had supported vouchers in charter schools. I had supported policies to promote equal opportunity for poor people and minorities. I had published an article on social welfare rights. I had supported affirmative action, and I had supported same-sex marriage. Those were views I had taken as a scholar. And I can tell you that the job of a judge is very different. But that argument wasn't very persuasive to my critics. Well, what's the lesson here? Is it that law students and young lawyers should be careful about what you write, careful about what you say, careful about taking a position for fear of losing a future opportunity? Well, let me tell you, I have certainly said things and written things that I later regretted. I have made mistakes I wish I could erase. Who hasn't? But it would be wrong to conclude that the best way to go about life is to always play it safe. As a friend of mine once said, no one goes to his grave seeking an epitaph that reads, "He kept his options open." Not only would that be wrong, it would be a betrayal of the great gifts of talent and education that you've been given. For very accomplished people like yourselves, my worry is not that you won't succeed. It's that you will never fail. It's that you will live successful, comfortable lives while never leaving your comfort zone, never taking risks that could lead to disappointment or failure. Now, let's be honest. Failure is not fun. So why take risks? Why not play it safe? Well, think about it this way. On the downside, most failures in life are not catastrophic. You might experience pain. You might be embarrassed. You might lose some money. You might lose a job or not get one that you wanted. But you will still have your education. You will still have your network. You will still have your good looks. Absent unethical conduct, you will still have your good name. And for the most part, you will still have a comfortable life, at least after you pay back your student loans. On the other side of the ledger, failure has many possible upsides. Sometimes it means you're pushing the boundaries, like the 6-year-old at the spelling bee or the high school freshman with the perfect free throw percentage. Sometimes failure means you're challenging yourself to do something you didn't know you could do, like read philosophy and become a professor. Sometimes failure makes you work harder, like when you're studying for the bar exam. And sometimes failure is a gateway to new opportunities, like failing to get one judgeship, but then unexpectedly getting another. The importance of your choices goes far beyond these personal consequences. We live in a world with big challenges: climate change, human rights, inequality, hunger, poverty, crime, sectarian conflict. Consider the remarkable diversity of your graduating class. 40% of the JD candidates are students of color. The LLM and MCL students hail from 28 different countries. In a world of limited resources, diverse beliefs, and divergent interests, how are we all going to get along? The solution to these challenges are uncertain, but one thing is for sure. No progress will be made unless people like you, people with great talent, education, and leadership, choose to take risks. So step up, speak out, take a risk. And when your generation's epitaph is written, maybe it will say, you put an end to global warming. Maybe it will say, you reformed our schools and educated our neediest kids. Maybe it will say, you expanded peace throughout the world. And maybe it will say, you helped everyone get a fair shot at the American dream. Those are my hopes and dreams for you and for all of us. And I do believe those hopes and dreams are within your reach. But whether or not your generation's epitaph says those things, let it say you tried. Let it say you were bold and unafraid. Let it say you spoke up for those who couldn't speak for themselves. Let it say you took risks for the cause of justice. And let it say you showed courage. Courage to take on the big challenges. Courage to leave your comfort zone. Courage to risk failure in service of humanity and our highest ideals. Congratulations, USC Law School Class of 2012. Good luck.
Thank you, Justice Liu. Look what the Ninth Circuit lost. It's now my pleasure to introduce Vice Dean Scott Altman to help me confer the degrees. Vice Dean Altman joined the faculty in 1988, and earlier this year he was a recipient of one of USC's Mellon Faculty Mentoring Awards, but he's really performing this role because earlier this semester he was voted by you, the students, as the faculty member of the year. So with that, Vice Dean Altman.
Thank you. This has been a terrific commencement ceremony filled with really outstanding speeches. You've learned so much, that trees don't bite, that good-looking people earn more money. Tall people earn more money, too. All right, so it's been a day filled with wonderful speeches, and I have some bad news and good news to share. The bad news is you have to listen to one more speech before you get their diplomas. The good news is this is the speech. Would all of the degree candidates please rise? You, up. Based on your hard work at USC and on your obvious achievements, the law school faculty today recognizes that each of you qualifies for a JD or a Master of Laws degree. I ask everyone to join me in congratulating the now graduates.
We will now begin the process of individually conferring the degrees, first on our Master of Laws and Master Compares Law candidates, followed by our Juris Doctors candidates. Each graduate will come to the stage to get his or her diploma. Associate Dean Call will read the names of each graduate and I will present them with the diplomas. And graduates, this is important, it's for your parents. Please pause for a moment with me so we can get a great photo. You can call.
Camila Pfeiffer. Shopei Wang. Fei Pei. Nadisha Biswakula. Jaber Al-Mahmoud. Oluwasegun Aluko. Dimitrios Andriadis. Chen Bai. Fentan Bao. Philippe Bensusan. Tenchi Dennis Chan. Ayer Echo Chen. E Chun Emma Chen. Melissa Chen. E Chen. Hyo Chik Choi. Nantar Changbanyatcharin. Nontia Chosivasakul. Ching Tang Chu. Hyun Chan Chung. Tiago Coelho Silva. Jason Deng. Chen Min Dong. Cheng Dong. Atta Farhadi. Zhao Fu. Chao Gao. Gunyang Go. Claudia Gomez Estefan. Yi Go. Shintaro Hamaso. Dong Young Han. Michael Hans. Nuzaira Hawk. Tong Yi Hee. Yi Meng Hu. Chia Xing Wang. Isamo Imaizumi. Taisung Jung. Xiaohua Ji. Qingqing Jia. Lu Jin. Deepti Joshi. Songchul Zhang. Divya Kandwal. Bogun Kim. Hyunjin Kim. Jiwon Kim. Jiuk Kim. Pilyong Kim. Sanhum Kim. Teo Kim. Yoontae Kim. Yul Kim. Philip Kunig. Junghyuk Lee. Mingyu Lee. Sungyun Lee. Lele. Long Lee. Yuan Lee. Zhu Li. Sunhae Lim. Yunpei Lin. Feng Du Lu.
Yeah, Dean flubbed the first one.
Hao Yu Lu. Ping Lu. Chao Lu. Yu Ye Lu. Ili Lo. Shi Luo. Dan Hong Ma. Yudiria Marvin Santin. Kaisuke Masuda. Giuliano Maurer. Annie Milgram. Kiyotaka Minato. Julie Morton. Rodrigo Antonio Munoz Dramundo. Hiraku Murakami. Hirofumi Nakanishi. Seiyun Nam. Sungjin Oh. Yuki Ota. Kaya Owari. Junyoung Park. Lin Chi. Natnicha Runki. Hong Yul Drew. Tarek Saha. Yuki Sakamoto. Young Ho Seo. Ji Shen. Pyle Sinha. Jinwook Song. Michael Steeple. Ningxin Sun. Shinkan Sun. Shinya Takizawa. Vadisara Tangdam Rangsup. Lida Turkachatrian. Ruju Tucker. Preda Tulaki Primpri. Yalan Sung. Masatoshi Uchida. Alireza Bagetubar. Fernando Fogel Sintra. Hong Yi Wan. Shi Wang. Jia Wu. Tian Xia. Fei She Shu. Takura Yamaguchi. Kensaku Yamamoto. Yanglan Yan. Bo Yang. Lilian Yang. Youngwei Young. Hongbo Yvonne Yi. Cassie Yu. Fei Yu. Anastasia Yorkina. Lei Zheng. Lin Zheng. Wanying Zhang. Xie Zheng. Chao Zhang. Hua Zhang. Chen Zhou. Hanwei Wang. Shufen Yu. And Li Yu Tiffany Hia.
Now it is time to confer the Juris Doctor. Maya Sukumar will introduce each graduate as I present his or her diploma.
Ali Abugeda. Parag Agarwal. Roxana Ahmadian. David Mitri Agilat. Thomas C. Alcorn. Sina Oscarpour. Mohammed A. Alvi. Mohsin Ihab Amiri. Drew Eugene Anderson. Nicholas Charles Anderson. Christina Margaret Antonopoulos. Ryan Dow Austin. Christina Avedissian. Hillary J. Baca. Naji A. Baharoon. Kyle Thomas Barrett. John Wall Bauman. Matthew S. Beasley Cocroft. Amy Jean Bell. Joshua Nathaniel Birnbaum. Haley Jacqueline Bach. John M. Bolby. Courtney Nicole Burton. Max Daniel Castro. Christopher Marcus Chan. Tracy Chan. Clifford Sean Chang. Anthony Stephen Chavez. Jimmy Chen. Stephanie Chen. Tom Wei Ting Chan. Aaron Chu. Sarah Chan. Natasha Corpus Chuatan. Kimberly Allison Church. Jeffrey D. Cohan. Alexander T.G. Cohen. Diana Lee Cox. Andrew Christian Crane. Zachary Dickerson Crowley. Richard Cruz. Chelsea Del Corso. Zachary Stevens Davidson. Joshua J. Dayton. Paul Richard Del Piero. Stephen Peter Demopoulos. Kiran Preet Kaur Dillon. Keandra Denise Dodds. Robert James Dwyer. Stephen Edward Economo. Justin Jacob Effries. Jeffrey Christopher Elder. Ashley Nicole Elnicki. Henry Aaron Eliashar. Stephen Vincent Elzy. Lyric A. Enav. Franz K. Espanol. Amanda Robin Farfel. John Daniel Flynn. Jamie Kimbrough Forrest. Allison Teresa Fortier. Jill Christine Francois. Not sure. Ari Matthew Friedman. Daniel Courtney Fullerton. Alina Geffner Milston. Joshua Adam Gelbart. Valerie Gerard. Molly Alexandra Garrett. Jessica Gerardo. Maxwell Aaron Gilbertson. Bana Eritrea Girmay. Nicole Marie Suniko Juntuli. Justin Michael Gomes. Bridget Ann Gordon. Shelley Jean Goto. Jacob Eli Griffith. Ryan Gaboa. Danielle Renee Hammond. David A. Hancock. Kevin Michael Hannafin. Christine Jiyoon Ha. Mary Ellen H. Healy. Gabriel Enriquez. Sarah Hume. Erin Jean Holyoke. Patricia Hong. Chen Huang. Shazad Kabir Huda. Jamie Hughes. Noel Hune. Juliana Marie Ilvento. Amy Inagaki. Yosef Itkin. Sorab Izadi. Brianne Michelle Jackson. Shireen Javadizadeh. Jennifer Jang. Kathleen Jardine Jones. Deborah Kang. Caleb Evan Keller. Brandon Alexander Kennedy. Eric Mark Kodadian. Edwin Kim. Wonky Kim. Nicole Norma King. Allison Allison Rose Collet. James Robert Kramer. Anand Krishnaswamy. Archana Elizabeth Lannon. Douglas Elliott Lawson. Anna W. Lee. Christina Eunhee Lee. Erica Barbara Lee. Philip Lee. Brian N. Leishman. Stephanie Marie Leonard. Jonathan S. Leung. Haiyang Lee. Yip Lee. Kelly Lin. Derek Michael Lipkin. Ira C. Liston. Charles Perry Litchfield. Ian Bennett McGladry. Kara J. Mahoney. Andrea Millicent Mangarin. Bradley E. Merritt. Nicole Marie Martinez. Keely Masterson. Jordan Michelet McCrary. Michelle Lene Mello. Andrew P. Merton. Brandon Scott Miller. Katie Morgan Minor. Jyoti Mittal. Erica Lynn Mobley. Dorna Moyni. Shaheen John Moridi. Paul Tristan Mora. Amanda Dior Murray. Garrick Gasper Nahapatian. David Howard Needham. Deandra Nicole Neto. Christine Victoria Nitoff. Sean Reiko Obi. Victor A. O'Connell. Michaela Okamura. Amber Nicole Oros. Yihuan O. Daniel Raphael Pollock. Stephen Andrew Papazian. Christina Paquette. Michael L. Parente. Sung Mi Park. Anna Christine Parkins. Jamin A. Patel. Michael Jacob Pemstein. Jennifer Rachel Phillips. Sonia Molly Pongpitag. Kelly Rainey. Aida Natali Rastagari. Caitlin Sarah Presnitsny. Jonah Lynn Q. Andrew Roland Quino. Mary Jeanette Ramsey. Danielle Lara Raymond. Marc Andre Roulet. Bridget Jean Russell. Kara Jane Schmidt. Alice Molly Siegel. Amer Ahmed Shabayak. Rachel Elizabeth Shames. Shu Shang. Suzette Chitting Shen. Wen Shen. Jonathan Chong Xiao Shi. Melissa Shinto. Wendy Gu Shu. Charles L. Shute. Adam Grant Siddiqui. Amanda Margaret Smith. Jason Christopher Smith. Amy Catherine Steelman. Stephen Aaron Stein. Louis Kennerly Cook Stevenson. Tiffany Michelle Stone. Rebecca Suzanne Strawn. Rebecca Marie Suarez. Zoe J. Sussman. Audrey Karen Tan. Jane Yuko Tanimura. Anthony Dwayne Threats. Bridget Claire Tarasin. Brittany Noel Torres. Tala Catherine Tefanian. Helen Tran. Serene Akei Suda. Kimberly Ann Umanoff. Nicole Areli Villalvazo. Abigail Laura Wallace. Danielle Robin Warner. Kelly Patricia Welch. Lucas Viatrinsky. Kevin Michael Wilkins. Renisha L. Wilson. Ryan Michael Wolf. Annette Anning Wong. Henrietta Wanyan Wong. Tierra Lachey Law. Hannah O.
We have one last Juris Doctor degree to confer. Maya Sukumar. Please accept your diploma and my congratulations. We have two pieces of business before we leave. The first is I would like to invite all of you to join the graduates for a reception, which is adjacent to where you're now sitting in front of the Doheny Library fountain. And graduates, we have a gift for each of you at the DGR tables located next to the cap and gown drop-off tables. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the USC Gould School of Law class of 2012.
Thank you.